Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Dose of Awesome hosted by Elite Marketing Pro. My name is Chef Katrina and I am super excited to be on this Daily Dose of Awesome Tuesday edition. This is the 4th of July here stateside. So for those watching, happy 4th of July. It is a very exciting and entertaining day to say for sure. Everyone keeps asking me, I've been on multiple calls this morning and everyone's like, Chef, it's a holiday. Are you going to take the day off? And I was like, yeah, I did. I took the morning to do all my business so that tonight at night I can watch all the fireworks. So that's how it goes, right? So I see Brandy's joined on. So hey guys, what's going on? So I love today's topic. It's actually one of my favorite bits and pieces to uncover. So I've had an incredible morning talking to multiple new fast track clients, helping them strategize and build their business, which for me is it's an absolute joy because it's really taking what they're doing in their business and giving them some structure on how to fulfill on that one. So what also comes up a lot though is that we're afraid of technology. We're afraid of making mistakes. There is definitely, and I want to hear a yes from any of you guys that are watching, if you ever feel like technology is like not your friend. I just want to hear a yes if you feel like sometimes technology is just not your friend. I feel like sometimes I get technology and it's everything from like getting a new phone. The stress of getting a new phone really is bigger than I expect sometimes because I have to learn how to use the phone. I have to learn maybe I don't have all my contacts on there. I don't have all the elements on there. So sometimes I feel like it can be very overwhelming around like what is going on around technology. So if you guys have like stressed out over technology at any point in your life, definitely throw out a yes for me on that one because I'd love to hear from you guys on that. And so one of the things I want to kind of talk about is definitely the challenges around technology and how to master them. A couple of things that happened last night. For sure, if you guys were on the Monday Mojo last night, it was a technology bomb, at least from my point of view, right? And so here's what happened is that I got to do a Monday Mojo. I've got an incredible speaker, really well known, doing incredibly well in his business. And what happened was that I got a brand new computer. I have to now hook up speakers and microphones and everything else that I have currently this amazing system, but I don't have on my CPU. So in trying to figure that all out, I apparently clicked or did something, and now I have no sound, no mic, no anything. So I can't hear a single thing, and now I'm on this Monday Mojo with this top leader, and I have no way to engage with them. So what do? Well, if you guys were on there last night, someone that's been doing this for well over 3 years, has been doing Monday Mojos and teaching and training, the only thing you can do at that point is mime it. So I learned how to use my keypad. I actually ended up using the tablet that I'm currently using right now because, again, I still have no sound and I have no way to do a Facebook Live on my page where I can hear and engage with you guys, which tends to present a problem. So one of the things I had to do is I had to improvise. So I had my phone, a tablet, and my computer. I figured out how to broadcast over to Facebook, and you guys were still getting sound over here, but on the the Fire Talk channel, I could not hear anything Misha was saying. I had no way to engage in conversation with them. So I had to pull up my tablet, pull up Fire Talk on my tablet, have a conversation with him around that, and by just typing everything in, right? I did not say a single word during that whole entire training. I had no opportunity to engage beyond typing and clicking as fast as I possibly could our next question. But what was amazing was that everybody that was on there got immense value from it, right? Everybody that was on that training said, oh my gosh, it was great training. I really loved it. I got so much value. Misha was dropping nugget bombs left and right. And what was funny was that I didn't have to do anything. I literally bombed the entire technology part of this and yet still had an incredible experience for the consumer. And I want you guys to think about that as somebody that's experienced around this. How do you have that happen, right? and then move forward, right? Inside of this. Okay, so you keep calm, right? You just continue doing what you're doing. And that's the value add for people, is that you don't have to have everything working for it to work. And I think I was talking with Hillary afterwards, and she says, you know what? By you screwing up around this, you actually gave the newbies, right, the first-time learners, an opportunity to understand what it's like, that you're always going to have technology challenges. You're always going to have something that could or potentially go wrong, and yet you still make it happen, right? Elite Marketing Pro has done massive launches where the platform they used crashed on them and had to move every single person from that platform to another platform, right? Like, these are things that are going to happen in the world of technology. So the lesson I want to impart on you today is that it is just a journey that you're on, and there is no perfection around what you're doing. The more mistakes you make actually is better for your business. One of the things that happened one time, I was on a live webinar, right? And I was doing an offer or whatever, and I screwed it up so badly. But what was even funnier was that I had people actually buy the product I was selling, and the reason they bought it was because I screwed up so badly inside the webinar. They said, well, you made it look human, right? Like, you didn't make it look easy. You didn't look like it wasn't polished. The less perfect it was, that would actually more resonated with people, and that's what they connected to, and that's who they wanted to work with. And that's what I want you guys to keep in mind, is that technology will always, always, always cause a hindrance, right? Between when should you be on your Facebook Live, does it get started on time, to, hey, I have a computer that's got no sound, no mic, and I'm here live interviewing a top income earner, right? Like, so what happens, right? And then you get on to, like right now, right before this call, actually, Hillary reached out to me. She says, hey, I can't log into Facebook Live. You may want to test it before you go on, because we're going to have to find out something else to do, right? So there's always a challenge in the process. A lot of you guys, I always come here on Tuesdays and I love talking about blogging. Well, I promise you there's always a challenge around blogging. Blogging typically is for me one of the still most complicated elements of being online, because it's all virtual. And I know Misha talked about it last night, which is brilliant. He says it is your online real estate. It is actually the only piece of real estate you own online. But there's a lot of technology that comes around doing a self-hosted site, adding in a theme, making it look right, tweaking it, making sure offers are on there correctly. Like, all of that is really overwhelming. And what I think stops people is that they focus in on everything they don't know, and they don't look at what they do know, right? And so when you start looking at what you're learning and what the knowledge you have, and you start teaching other people what you're learning, you're actually going to empower yourself to continue moving forward in that process. And I saw Carrie posted on here something about podcasting, right? So podcasting is another element of training, right? It's another platform, another mode that you're going to get involved in terms of how do you market. So, Facebook is just another form of communication. Doing these lives, if I took out the video, it would be a podcast, right? So it's no difference. Either one, you're seeing my face and you're hearing me. On the other one, typically you're only hearing me so that you're able to move around. You're not locked into the image base, right? So it's really interesting in what you're up to in your business, and it's really interesting in what you focus on. And I know that talking with a lot of our clients, the focus is on Facebook and doing Facebook Lives. And the reason for that is that once you understand this technology, once you understand hitting the go button, once you understand what it is to be live on a platform, what you'll learn is that this education and training is then duplicatable anywhere else on any other platform. If you could do a Facebook Live and be in communication and educate and train and create engagement like on here, like you guys are engaging with us, right? You're engaging with me. So thank you first and foremost for engaging with me. Thank you for being on here and spending this time to learn what it is around technology and what it is around being in this game and in this business. And so when you have this kind of engagement, if I were to take this video, because a lot of you guys asked this, and I were to put it over onto YouTube, right? What I'm doing is I'm creating what I call an exposure agent. My first priority and first love is still going to be Facebook, because that's where I'm creating the engagement. That's where I have most of my audience.
But what I'm allowing to happen when I share this elsewhere, which a lot of you guys are asking, is it just an exposure agent? Another platform at this time is just another place for me to get exposure around who I am. So if people are searching me, they can see me in different areas. But my main focus, my main goal, the main place I want to drive people back to would be back to my Facebook page and possibly even my blog, so that they get to know, like, and trust me there, because that's where I have the most engagement. That's where I have the most interaction. That's where I have the most conversations with my audience, right? This is where I build my team. These are the groups that I use. So you really have to look at what you're ultimately up to around technology. Every time, here's something else you're going to have to remember too. Every time you learn or move to a new platform, there's a technology suck. It's my phrase. Take it or leave it. But what I mean about that is that technology is going to suck your time. It always will. Every time you have to learn a new platform, it's a time suck. Every time you have to learn how to use an autoresponder, it's a time suck. Every time you have to learn how to use a Facebook, create an ad for a first time, it's a time suck. Every time you're going to learn how to create a blog post, it's a time suck. Every time you have to learn something new for the first time, it's a time suck. And that's a reality. It's not going to go away. You will always have that as part of your learning process. You will always have to invest the time to learn something. And this is not the Matrix, right? You don't just get to plug in a piece of electronic and it downloads all the information you need and voila, you're brilliant at this. It's not the case at all. You're going to spend the time learning something new. And you have to be willing to give up trying to get it right the first time. When you learn to add in school, when you learn to write for the first time, we've misspelled words, we said things incorrectly, right? There's no fast way to get through this. You're going to have to learn it at the pace in which you're going to learn it. I can give you the end game, but the steps along the way are really what's going to make this possible, right? So there is no shortcut to this learning process. You're going to learn it in the manner of which you learn it. Some of you guys come into this world of Elite Marketing Pro and you have some knowledge already. Maybe you have some marketing knowledge. Maybe you knew about email marketing. Maybe you've been studying this for 5 or 6 years and now you're ready to put the pedal to the metal and take it off, right? Some of you come in and you're a first time learner. This is your first time ever getting exposure to this at all. You've never seen this. You don't even know what a funnel is. You've never heard of what traffic is. The terminology is so far over your head, you're like, I'm learning a new language. So not only are you learning a new language, you're also learning the new technology behind this language, right? And it's not going to make any sense. If I walked into a kitchen and I told you about the mise en place and the garde-manger and the stocks and the bouquets and all this other stuff, I go into a kitchen and I start speaking all kitchen language, like go give me that half sheet, go grab me that 9th pan, go grab me that 6th pan, go grab me this. You're going to look at me like, what did you just say? Because the language I use in the kitchen is very different than the language I use in marketing. The language you use in your day-to-day is very different from the language you use in talking to your audience, right? So give yourself permission to learn the language and learn the technology that's attached to that language, right? You're never going to master this all in one day. You're not going to master this in 1 year. It's the exposure of being around it. It's the exposure of being in on these, daily dose of awesomes. It's the exposure of, hanging out in our community, asking questions. It's all relevant. Your ability to learn this information is also connected to your ability to understand the language that's being used. And in time, it's all going to sound like native tongue. You're going to be like, wow, I could speak internet marketing. I can speak guru. I can speak tech. And in that, there's that level of understanding and success. So don't let technology stop you. Understand that it's just something you're having to learn, right? You're going to learn what a funnel is. You're going to learn what a capture page is. You're going to learn what a lead is. You're going to learn what a lead magnet is. There's no way to learn this at this moment. It's something that will definitely be dripped on you. But the best thing I can tell you is stay in action around what you're learning. Don't just go through the training, but actually apply the training. Make the mistakes in your training and get those reviewed and get the feedback so that you understand. Because the hardest thing for a mentor or a coach to do is to work with somebody that's not in action. And it applies to, like, if you guys have ever watched a sports, right? And I think Misha talked about it even yesterday, which is brilliant. A coach is there to see you from the outside, right? Sometimes we're so inside of our own head and we only see what we want to see. But having the coach look in and say, hey, this is what you need to tweak. This is this is what you're not seeing, is that the game we play, the coach can only help us if we're in the game. The coach can only tell us what we need to tweak if we're in the game. So if you're sitting on the sidelines reading the book, if you're sitting on the sidelines saying, well, I understand how to play soccer, but you've never been on the field, then it's irrelevant, right? Being involved, being in action matters. And if you want to work with top industry leaders, if you want to work with a coach, you have to understand that the action piece is really the important piece. And the technology is always going to be the hang up. You're never going to get away from it. Our lives are becoming more and more inundated with it every single day, from smartwatches to smart televisions to smart toasters to smart refrigerators to smarter vacuum cleaners. Pretty soon our car is going to be smarter than us. And that's just a new piece of technology you're going to have to learn. So if you can look at technology not as something that you don't understand, but something that you're willing to learn, I think you're going to have a lot more success in whatever you're up to online. And I love that you guys are here, and I'm looking at your comments, right? You have to learn to walk. Yep. Meters, thanks, everything you guys are doing, right? Yeah, Melanie's like, I love that. When I first started, I was wondering why it was taking me so long to learn, but then I learned other stories and understood that success wasn't overnight, right? Everybody's going to come at this business in a different place. Trust yourself to know that the place you are in is absolutely the right place. And what you're learning is what you're learning as fast as you can learn it based on where you're at. And then when you learn it, you get the opportunity to learn more, and you guys get to keep growing and building your business. So I really want to thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys understand that technology is, you can't learn karate from a book. Can't learn how to, you could learn how to do a whole entire firework display, but really there's a lot more safety and technological stuff involved behind it. So really I want to, if I could speak, I would, wow. Sometimes I get caught up in my own brain that the words that come out of my mouth don't match how fast my brain is speaking. So if anybody has that problem, let me know. I have a great time of combining words or making words up or not being able to complete a sentence. So just so you know. So happy 4th of July for all of you guys that are stateside. I invite you guys to have fun and play with technology, learn as you go, trust yourself in the process of this learning, have it in your head that this is exactly where you need to be. And if you're watching other people have success, know that they've been in the same space you have been at least once or twice, right? We've all been in the place where this was all Greek. And it's in the process of learning and applying and asking questions and getting revisions and getting feedback that truly makes this an extraordinary place to be. And I thank you for being part of this community. I thank you guys for investing in your education. I thank you for taking on this world. It's not easy, but the fact that you're here today on the 4th of July, that you're here building your business, truly, you guys are an amazing, amazing community. And like I always say, it's an honor and a privilege to work with you guys. And for those that are watching this for the first time and are like, yeah, I'd really like to know how to build my business online, but definitely technology scares me, then I invite you to take a look at the Attraction Marketing Formula. It is a step-by-step guide through a 10-day boot camp, and then also the ebook. And the ebook really breaks down how the technology works with you in building your business online. So as you're a network marketer and you're looking to recruit more people and build your business, the guide in the book that helps you along that path is the Attraction Marketing Formula. If this is being shared with you by a friend, definitely click on their link up above. It's going to be the best thing for you. And if you're just here for the first time, you want to check it out, go to elitemarketingpro.com/go. With that, everybody, have an amazing 4th of July. If you're not stateside, hope you're having an amazing Tuesday, and we'll look forward to seeing you guys inside the community. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Haha. Technology. I can't even figure out how to turn off the off button. Hold on. Maybe. Oh, boy. Now my stop button doesn't want to work. See, this is the perfect daily dose of awesome. I can't even figure out how to turn off the Facebook Live right now, because the finish button won't let me finish. Oh, I can't. Oh, see, you guys think this is actually pretty funny, but I honestly cannot end this broadcast. So the question is, what do you do from here? So what happens if you can't end a broadcast? I'm going to guess that the one thing I could probably do is power down my entire tablet, and that's going to be one way to end this. But I honestly will tell you right now that the finish button for this does not want to work. God, this is like the perfect... See, Randall's like, it happened to me. So this is the perfect conversation to have around technology. This isn't working. Oh my gosh, so this is awesome. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to hit the power button, and I'm just going to totally kill Facebook altogether. And my hope and prayer is that this Facebook Live stays and that you guys get an opportunity to watch the replay. Oh, I love technology. And this is how we do the Daily Dose of Awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to power button away. Hopefully this works.